Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. After moving to Arizona, it has been a very much of an interest to get up to Sedona for me. So I thought I would make this little palette. I used my baby tin, and I thought this would be the perfect size to take up there. Swatch them out, but I feel like it might be missing something. So I thought I'd swatch them out for you and take suggestions in the comments to see if I'm missing any colors that you think that should be in this little palette that I don't have currently. So we'll swatch those out, and I'm also going to put up on the screen right now a few pictures of Sedona that kind of gave me inspiration for the picture. So let's get into a little bit of sloppy mixing slash swatching today and see what we got. I have to say, I just love making curated little palettes. And some of these paints I had as just like spares. And so when I put this together, it was quite easy. I didn't have to pour much. This is Jackson's Cerulean. And I thought this would be good for maybe skies, the accents. And I'm going to mix these a little bit too because I want to see if I can get those lines that are so defined in the mountains. Sorry if my voice is a little off. I have had the worst cold that I think I've had in years upon years and have been just, it has not been good. And then we have Schminka Phthalo Blue. Keep them nice and bright here. And then we have Core Sap Green. I love Core Sap Green. There is quite a bit of plants and things in Sedona. And of course I can mix a few greens as well. Then we have Roman Schmal Quin Scarlet. It's amazing how many little paints I can get in this tiny little tin. And this is the color that I thought really stated that area. But I feel like I'm missing something. So after looking at those couple of pictures that I put up there, I'll pop them up again. Am I missing anything, or do you think this palette has everything, or should I switch something out? Then we have Michael Harding's Perlin Maroon. Now there are some flowers and stuff. I don't think those pictures had some flowers, and that's the reason for a couple of these other colors. Jackson's Venetian. And I'm kind of glad to be able to use these. Some of the Jacksons came as pans in a palette, and I never ended up using them. So I'm glad to kind of pop them in this palette and use them. I try and use everything that I have. And this is the hot pressed Meeden paper. I really like it. Very affordable too. Ruby Mountain Berry. This is a handmade color that I didn't get much use out of, and it was sitting off to the side. I thought this would be a good mixer in here, or a good flower color. Then we have Michael Harding Dark Morelone. Hopefully I'm saying those right. I never pronounce anything correctly. Very textured. I thought this would be great for some of the rocks. I want to go ahead and mix a couple of those to see if I get like that dark, like the shadow part of the rock. And now we have Prodigal Son Quin Gold. I just love this color. It's one of my all-time favorites, I have to say. There's just a glow about it. Then we have Jackson's Medium Yellow. Very orange leaning, warm yellow. I'm just using a Perla number 8 brush today. It's kind of great for swatches and control. If you're a control freak, it's kind of, it's got a lot of bounce to the brushes. Synthetic, of course. Jackson's Light Cad Yellow. I think I might be missing like a sandy type color, like just sand. What am I thinking of? PW6. Gosh, my brain is not working. This cold has really taken it out of me. And then we have Sepia by Schmincke. And Schmincke came with some different paints and different, so I'm glad to be using these extra half pans that I had too. Nice dark brown. And then we have a nice dark umber, nice neutral brown. And that's Jackson's. And I've never actually painted with the Jackson's before, so they feel really good. They re-wet really nicely. I know that they're very affordable. Beautiful. Okay, so that's my selection of colors, and let's go ahead and start mixing them up. Buff Titanium is the name I was looking for. Gosh, my brain really went on like sabbatical there. So if we take some of this dark Morley Loan, I know I'm saying that probably completely wrong, and we mix it with some of the Roman Schmal, like Quinn, gives that very nice, like rich, orangey rock kind of look, and has texture from, and then maybe some of the Quinn Gold in there. Kind of has some of the brighter and let's try the Perlane Maroon as well. See how that kind of, see, I think that might be too red. Let's try adding a little bit of the, like Jackson's Medium Yellow. And that has a better look to it for some of the brighter areas. And how about Venetian? Let's go ahead and take a little Venetian. And with some dark umber. Do you also think maybe I could be missing like a Payne's Gray or something? Should I pull one of the extra yellows out to put in, like maybe replace one of these with a Payne's Gray? Should I go deeper like that? But I do have the dark umber. And then my thinking also is do I need something lighter like the Buff Titanium? Should a Buff Titanium go in there and instead? So I think this is kind of looking like some of those rocks, some of those reddish rocks. Even if we take a little bit more of that and we use a lot of the, that's the Morleone, and we use a lot of the Venetian. And then we mix in some of the brown. It's getting a little overpowered, need more. And then we add in a little bit of our bright. I'm just playing, seeing what we got. I think that might look really, really good. And then, of course, there's greenery around. So, you know, some of the greenery that will be against that. And then also if we have, you know, the beautiful sky in contrast. I think I'm going to have to transparent some of these. I don't think enough. I'm doing them a little heavy. Some more water. But I'm loving how this is looking. I think if I water it down a little bit more, I'll get a pretty true. And then if I have a couple of shrubs, I think the palette's going to do quite well. But you let me know. Now that was the bright yellow in with the green a little bit to give it that kind of highlight. So I'm thinking this yellow might not be necessary. So what would you replace this with? Would you replace it with a Payne's Gray to get some more darks? Because I think I'm getting enough darks with these couple of colors. So maybe something lighter for the sand color, or if I need to brighten something up. I'd love to hear your comments. Please put them down below. And what do you think of my little baby Sedona palette? I thought it was cute in the red tin. For a little weekender trip. And I will hopefully be able to take you along on that trip and go ahead and have some fun and give you a little insight into little plain air out having fun with the sketchbook thing. Let me know your picks down in the comments. What would you change about this palette? What would you keep the same? And I'm sorry about my voice today. You know, getting over that cold, it really kind of kicked me to the left and to the right. And so I appreciate you sticking with me and watching the video. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.